Hey guys, so this is a lip plumper. It's homemade. I made it at home, and today I'm going to be showing you how I make it. It's really easy. I find that it works better than the ones in the department stores, and it's cheaper. So try it out, or don't try it out. Share your own recipe. Use this as inspiration and change it or rearrange it or spit on it, stomp on it, throw it away, and pee on it. Don't tell me about the last one. Okay, let's go. Come on. Alright, so in general, your basic lip plumper is going to work by irritating the skin on your lips. It's going to cause a little bit of swelling, some redness or a darker color, and in some cases it's going to cause the reduction of fine lines around your mouth. This effect is temporary. It's not like collagen. You can't do this once and then be happy for a couple months until it wears off. This is something that you have to keep reapplying throughout the day in order for the effects to remain visible. To give you an idea of how sensitive the skin is on your lips, there's around 3 to 5 layers of skin right in here, and on the rest of your face there's upwards of about 16. So the skin is actually a lot thinner on your lips than it is on the rest of your face, which is what causes them to be easily irritated and swell, which in the case of lip plumpers is a good thing. Now, there's many different methods to irritating the skin around your mouth. You could, if you wanted, probably stick your lips in a vacuum cleaner, and that would do a pretty good job. You might not want to do that every hour or so, so lip plumpers are a pretty good alternative. You can try different over-the-counter ones. I find that they're a little bit pricey for what they do, and for what they do, I find that they're not as strong as I would prefer them to be. I like a lot of bite, a lot of punch in a lip plumper, and the ones that I found over the counter just don't really have as much sting. So this is the recipe that I make. I should say that if you do this, don't yell at me if your lips burn and fall off, because it might be a little potent. But this is something that you can alter to fit your own needs, and you should always, as you're working with something like this, test it as you go to make sure that what you're making is actually your desired outcome. The ingredients are quite simple. They can be found in just about any grocery store or supermarket. The only thing you might have a hard time with is the essential oils. A lot of high-end grocery stores or supermarkets have them. Other than that, you can go to a craft store or some sort of specialty shop that sells essential oils and perfumes and stuff like that. I use clove and cinnamon oil. I actually get these from a place that's local in town where I live. The reason why I use these two are because they're both skin irritants, but they actually smell good and they don't taste that bad either. So that's your key ingredient, some sort of essential oil that's going to irritate the skin and cause it to swell and turn red. If you want a little bit of extra kick, I also add cayenne pepper into the mix. You don't have to do that. I use probably about a 1/4 teaspoon to a 1/2 teaspoon depending on how much I'm making. The next thing that you need is a base. This is important because this is how you actually get the oil on your lips. You can, if you want to, take straight essential oil and put it on your lips. I've done it before. It does work. Die-hard fans might actually like it. Don't yell at me if your lips burn and fall off your face, because it's a little bit strong. What I use as a base is Carmex. There's a couple different reasons I do use this, and you can use anything that you want, really. The reason that I use Carmex is because it's got a little bit of a sting to it anyway, and that's because of the menthol and camphor that's in the product. I also like it because it's waxy. It's very hard. It's not really easy to spread. I don't know if you've ever had this in your car on a cold day and tried to put it on your lips. You're sitting there doing this constantly, trying to get it out of the pot. It doesn't really work very well. Great for a lip plumper, because the thing to keep in mind when you're adding oils to a base are that the oils are actually going to thin out the product that you're working with. So starting with something waxy is a good idea if you want it to be at all, have any kind of a substance to it. If you like something that's more of a lip gloss and a lip plumper, using petroleum jelly might work just fine. So just keep that in mind. If it's still too soft, one of the optional ingredients that you can add to whatever you're working with are beeswax pellets. I have some here. They just look like this, and you can get these at any craft store really. Just a small amount of those. In something like this, maybe 10 of them will thicken this up really, really, really well. It's a good thing to add if you're going to be applying this under lipstick, because it's going to give the lip plumper a matte finish, not glossy at all, and again, it's going to be waxier. It's not going to wipe off so easily, so it can actually act as a good base, as a good lip primer for a lipstick. The last thing that you can add, and again this is also an optional thing, is vitamin E oil. Just a few drops of this will help increase the moisture that the lip plumper has, but more importantly, it also increases the shelf life of the product. So unless you're going to be going through big bucketfuls of this every week, adding a couple drops of vitamin E oil isn't a bad idea, and it's not that expensive. This container at the supermarket I think was about $2, and it will last quite a while. You can do this in the microwave quite easily. I'm going to do it on the stove top just so that you can see a little bit better what I'm doing. I'm going to make a simple double boiler out of a Pyrex measuring cup and a pan with water in it. So take your saucepan. I filled it up probably about halfway, and I'm going to take the Pyrex container and set it right in here. I'm going to turn the heat to around medium low or so. You want it to melt the base that you're going to put in it, but you don't want it to be boiling and have everything burn. So for this batch of lip plumper, I'm actually going to use Carmex in a tube, and I took the label off of this so that I knew when I pour this back in the tube that this is actually lip plumper and not Carmex, so that if I don't want this and I just want something on my lips, I don't reach for this one. So you're just going to take it off here and twist it out. It's really easy to do. This is the easiest part of the whole process. Then take the product and throw it in the Pyrex jar. This is going to heat and it's going to melt, so just keep your eye on that. Alright, so you can see it's starting to melt, and go ahead and stir it if you want. I use an old chopstick as my lip plumping stirring tool. But whatever you want to use. At this point you can go ahead and add, if you're going to use the cayenne pepper, go ahead and add some of that in there. Alright, so that is now all pretty much melted down. I'm going to take it off of the heat so that it doesn't burn at all. And at this point I'm going to add my essential oils, which I have all pre-measured out here. This is cinnamon and clove, and pour them right in there. And again, stir it up, and a couple drops of the vitamin E oil. Okay, so that, if you can see, looks pretty good. It's dark, that's the cayenne pepper that's in it, but that won't show up on your lips at all. It's not gonna look darker. Make sure that you twist this back down, otherwise it will just fly all over your stove. And then just pour it back in. And there you go. It'll take a minute or two for that to dry enough for you to move it, and then probably another, I'd say 20 minutes to an hour before it's at a consistency where you can actually use it. Alright, so that's it. It actually takes more time for me to explain what a lip plumper is than it does for me to make a lip plumper. It goes really quick, it's kind of fun, it smells nice, and it works really well. I hope you like this. Do try it out and let me know what you think. Go ahead and leave a comment or send me an email. If you've also made your own, feel free to let me know how you make them and what ingredients you use. There's all different kinds of ways that people make their own lip plumpers. This is just how I make mine. But there are no real rules. Just don't burn your lips off. That would be the rule. Alright, that's all. So take care, comment, rate, subscribe as always, and drive safe. I'll see you soon.